handle it? Or we're gonna find out as we get into our first series here. First map is Haven, FULLSENSE versus Action PH, and absolute eliminations. Winners here will move on to the group stage. Losers will at least end their road and will stay home. But Delshado, it's time for us to get into the action. And speaking of action, it's APH on the attack.
Yep. One of the things that Action PH really were known for were how good were their executes, especially on maps like Haven. So I'm quite relieved to see that they'll get the opportunity to play it here. Oh, this is a little bit interesting, though. They will be going straight up for the B hit immediately. Not going to be sending that Jet to dash in, but instead it's the Sky to be planting it. Quick flank from John Olsen. Can't hit any shots, but it's T who's able to do it. Good backup from a Batman, though, to cover the flank. And it's going to be Georgie to pick up the pieces. He gets one here. Still a 2v4.
So quick already into the action. And Action PH just went out of the gate strong. And Georgie's there to go for the takedown. Landing Stack falls. Ryu will get a kill as well. And that's APH with the first round. We always talk about Action PH and initial momentum. And the first step is to win that pistol. Fun fact though, last time these guys faced off in another community tournament, the map pool actually has it right now. Haven was played, Ascent was played. We're going to be getting it in this best of 3. But this is just standard stuff here from APH. It's a quick E-check, trying to see how awake FULLSENSE is at the start. And so far, Action PH is the one caffeinated and ready to go.
Yeah, great point there, Dax, because, you know, I look at those first shots from John Olsen, and it's I'm like, okay, Action PH might have a chance here. If John Olsen, I know it's just a pistol, but if John Olsen is starting this cold, okay, well, maybe T's gonna make up for it, because that shot was an absolute ripper. He's able to get away. It's a triple stack here towards that C side, playing close in the smoke. Ryu's able to dispatch of Chalala, and he's easily gonna follow it up as T is able to get found. Quick trade-off from PTC as he gets one with the classic, but taken out by a Batman. 2v3 onto that side itself. The C side looking like it's pretty much ripe and ready. It's a semi-force buy. That just did not pay off here for FULLSENSE. John Olsen left with a Marshall. He might want to save this. But he does get a nice little headshot on SHEDULES. Still 2 more to find in the double swing. Tailwind out. Still a couple of players and a little bit of time left to work with. They're going to smoke him off just to make sure the double peek from both angles. Not going to get one.
Well played there by Action PH. A little dicey though because FULLSENSE took advantage of some of the off angles. No one looking at the platform there. PTC getting a kill. But beyond that, the flush out was real. There are 2 instances where Action PH just uses a single utility, and that was that for some cheeky angles here for FULLSENSE. First one there, Nano Swarm to force Chalala closer. A Batman really liking to check those corners with those little grenades on the attacking side. And as you mentioned, the smoke, you can't be peeking both of these sides. You're not going to have that intel. And in a 2 versus 1 scenario, with only the Marshall, FULLSENSE can't handle that. But it's 2-0, and we're getting the wake-up call from FULLSENSE a little bit. These the headshots. John Olsen with a headshot there as well. But the guns are out, and now, let's see if FULLSENSE can stop Action PH before they really get things going.
The bonus round virtually non-existent here. Especially after that worthwhile Marshall kill. They managed to get it down to a 2v, I'd say 1 at the very end of that round. So very, very good eco round from FULLSENSE. That could be what it takes to wake them up and get them a little bit of that caffeinated buzz in the morning. So quick flash coming in through. And they're gonna try to make a little of their presence known here towards mid. Nothing too crazy as they just want to stave off any early pushes from the CT side. They will be going back a little bit here towards garage, where it will be a double up on the defensive setup. Could be a flash in, but it's looking like they just want to get that spike planted down towards B. It's a very reasonable choice here, but they haven't really covered Lammy Snacks. Eman rather, as Lammy Snacks gets him down. It's a quick trade-off, but Ryu is able to get 1, but only 1 so far. SHEDULES follows suit shortly thereafter. FULLSENSE take the first round. Fairly a clean affair here towards the B side.
No surprise though with the call from Action PH. Scrappiest site on Haven. You go for that B site. You're asking rather for a brawl. And the action, it was just kicked off by that spike being fake. Eman trying to surprise one with the frenzy. APH looking to crawl their way on the inside, but FULLSENSE stayed away from those more lethal angles. They double on up into the other entranceways that were close to the middle. And like you said, that the garage, there's just no entry whatsoever for the side of APH. FULLSENSE takes advantage of that fact. But here we go. Rifles are out for Action PH, and this is now the heat checks into play. PTC beating George Lee soundly towards this A site, and that's a good start here for FULLSENSE because without that Georgie factor, it's not going to be as high octane as Action PH wants.
Absolutely. That early peak there from Long, and they're going to double up on the aggression. John Olsen, so you talk about heat checks. Well, he's certainly warming up as he gets another kill here towards that A-long area. Action PH completely failing to address the presence, but managing to snuff out that one player, not for very long because the trade is immediate. Even through the smoke, they managed to find Ryu, but a Batman on the lurk. Actually, not on the lurk, rather with his teammate towards that B side. Just a little bit of a split push here, and once again, they go for B. Very difficult site to hold, but especially after Eman goes down like that. John Olsen now warming up after that pistol, certainly making up for it.
You know, the factor is, this is where the brawls really count. You saw John Olsen popping off, you saw PTC with that first frag, and many of these rounds are going to be defined by that first fight. Georgie versus John Olsen, PTC versus Eman. And if the winds just keep blowing in one of these two teams' directions, then they're gonna have that utter momentum. Just because they were willing to scrap, they're able to get that win. And for FULLSENSE, they're one of the teams that can keep parity with Action PH. When you look at the history of Action PH games, many a squad, they try to bring the tactics, but they get overrun. They see the scoreline just running away from them. But FULLSENSE, they also want to play those high-risk, high-reward scenarios. They want to play at high octane. And this game, expect more for the headshot counts, expect more from, well, the hero plays, and expect more from both FULLSENSE and Action PH.
Yeah, absolutely. And hero plays, it's certainly somehow a trademark to these teams here. Georgie making a good example of it in just that one shot. The Sheriff in hand now creeping up towards that garage area. And also will dispatch of Eman here as now brought to a 4v5. Georgie does have a rifle. He upgraded to it with that nice little kill towards that C site. They do have a lot more to find. Shock Dart does land nicely onto Georgie, brought down to 11 HP. BTC might be able to heal him up, especially considering they're not too far away from each other. In fact, he will... Oh, no, sorry, not... I was thinking of Eman. Eman was dead, pardon me. Now, 4v4, excuse me, as they work their way towards that C site. They have two players coming in from the flank on towards C long and two from garage. No one coming from spawn here, and that's going to be the angle that they want the most as Georgie gets another one, but that's all he gets for now. So 1v2, that's all he finds. Chalalala closes out that round. It is a 3-1 round advantage now for FULLSENSE. They clean up the gun round yet again. Action PH looking a little bit stumped here.
Loved how FULLSENSE even took all the angles there. They made sure they come from all three entranceways to that C site. The biggest factor here, who has 7 kills? His name is John Olsen. He is absolutely on fire as soon as you give him the gun. Good chance though, created by Georgie. Overall, again, broken record. Look at John Olsen. This is the John Olsen that brought FULLSENSE all the way to champions. This is John Olsen that we expect to show on up. And really, the lower bracket runs for FULLSENSE, it just unlocks something else in them. And I think that's one of the most interesting factors between these two teams. For Action PH, they kind of do get a little stumped, a little, lack for a better term, tilted when they lose out the series within the week. FULLSENSE, in the meantime, they lose, they get even more inspired.
Mid-push.
And it's that kind of recovery. But push is real, and FULLSENSE, they're going for the backstab here, Lou.
Yeah, the backstab is going to be almost immediate. John Olsen will be on the back of it on top of the Seekers. And what a drive-by that we just saw here. Sidodethia with a nice double entry, though. They do have to care for their back. It's a dash out from Georgie. Doesn't want any part of that 2v1. Instead, he does decide to back off, waiting for Ryu to cover his back from that long angle. Doesn't get into it because John Olsen with a nice double picks up the Blade Storm. Will be calling for that heal from his teammate. Now suddenly off the back of John Olsen finding a nice double. It's a 1v3. It's just so scary to watch FULLSENSE when they're like this. They're just hitting everything. Sidodethia with a third, looking for 4. Can't get it, runs out of bullets, and PTC takes him down for the 4th round in a row. FULLSENSE take it yet again. And that, I was saying like round number 2, oh no, John Olsen missing shots. This could be a game for Action PH. Well, couldn't be more wrong.
You called it out, and he woke on up. You can dread it, you can run from it, but John Olsen will chase you and kill you. And you can see how forced Action PH was in the action. They went for the push because they got the kills, but as soon as their back was exposed, they pushed even deeper. And that was when the punish came. PTC with final kill even, but John Olsen is looking nigh unstoppable. and now he's gonna change things up. Operator is out, expecting Action PH to try and go for another, let's say, full rush, because they don't have that kind of guns. Also, Georgie here with the blades. If John Olsen can play that keep on away, it will be helpful. But B side, really, the call to action here for APH. They want to go at it yet again and keep things closer than ever.
It's reasonable. It's a reasonable idea to go for B side, especially when the angles are so quite close to each other. You have the blade storm, but it hasn't really worked out. The previous time they did it, it worked out in the pistol though. But so far, it's one of the only rounds that they have successfully managed to find convincingly. Now, we still are in a 5v5. They have managed to make the defense second guess themselves a little bit, but look at how much control they have on A long because of John Olsen and that operator. They don't even have to commit so many players to it. They can just leave John Olsen there all on his lonesome, have PTC play close by fairly for a quick rotate should they need it. Well, now they are. Oh, you cut out there for a second. I'm not so sure. Are you back?
30 seconds left.
Yeah, there we go. In the middle though, and we're back into the action immediately. As RU now planting it down. PTC over to the link. Lammy Snack though making the hottest fury count. Georgie missing the blades. And full sense. They just cleaned up nicely. No chances whatsoever here for Action PH. Batman trying to at least find the frag. The spike isn't even down. He will be ambitious, but he will be very dead. And that was as clean as possible for Full Sense. They really just set it up to knock things down.
Wow, just Full Sense playing so much cleaner and cleaner. This is the point where Action PH could consider a timeout, because I really do believe they have been pretty much stomped on.
Also just gets away with it because of his prowess. He's able to get those multi-kills. And the fact of the matter is, Full Sense now imposing so much different levels of control here with the range advantage with the operator, with them setting things up towards that B side if ever. Action PH, still no answers. We're looking forward though. So maybe what Georgie can do, someone needs to stop John Olsen. And really, the Jet on the other side has to be that answer.
Well, we'll see if they can actually find a way to stop John Olsen at the moment. Good entry from Georgie. John Olsen trades it up. Duelist versus Duelist. Jet here, now repositioning towards the back of the site. Big miss from John Olsen. They're brought down to 70 HP. Dash in. And Georgie is able to get that kill. Lammy Snap responds. But it's Georgie with a triple kill already. Tailwind out. Now the flank is coming into play as T finds a Batman. Spike has been dropped quite a ways away. So this could be a very dangerous run. Despite the fact that Georgie gets a nice triple kill. They're gonna have that information. Great from the shadows just to get that information. He uses it on the spike and then teleports all the way back to site. He's gonna get that plan. Well done. Well played from RU as he goes up on top.
Yeah, not just information, just a quick pickup there. Seems like though the courier service now has to deal with the action there. But Georgie finds PTC anyway, and it's Action PH now fragging on out T versus the world though in a 1v2 tour de force. Try and keep an eye out. The dark cover is set on up. And no, that's a double peek there. RU, why'd you get the kill, RU? Give it to Georgie.
Come on, man. Give it to the guy. And well, he picks up the operator, so maybe, I don't know. But John Olsen, though, I do have to point out, off the back of that one miss that he did, Georgie was able to get almost an ace. Virtually, I don't consider it an ace. RU stole that, okay? That was his ace. So comes down to the wire with this. John Olsen, despite being 11-4 right now, Georgie shot up the scoreboard right here, picking up 4 kills in that last round. He was right behind RU. Now he's sort of towards the top, not by much though, as an aggressive operator yet again. Ooh, up battle here. Georgie, will he be ready for it? And yes, he will. He's gonna take that kill up against John Olsen. Attempted to trade it, but Batman was willing to take the damage for his teammates. They do have a heal available from Eman, so he might be able to get that nice tag. And the swing out does come through. Zero Deathio cannot be punished because PTC gets 2 before he drops.
3 now. And the Guiding Light even fending off T there as he tried to go for the push. So Action PH all concentrated together. But you can see what this battle is all about. Any margin of error the other side can take advantage of. We called for Georgie to step on up. He has done so far. the past round, maybe here in the second. But Lammy Snacks trying to make the flank happen for the window, and Chalalala takes advantage of the distraction. 2 kills now for the Astra. All left here to Emmondo. See if he can try and make it work from the corner. Not gonna happen. As Lammy Snacks will find him and take him down. And as soon as FULLSENSE lost out in the arm wrestling match of the previous round, they take it back. But this is really where it all started. PTC getting those 2, giving more confidence for FULLSENSE to push them forward. They felt like that Action PH would stay on the round. They felt like that this garden was exactly where the PH squadron was stuck on, and they played it so well to make sure that it felt so claustrophobic there in the end.
Yeah, there was just nowhere they could go. The push came from mid almost immediately after the information was given. This is what's really good about FULLSENSE a lot of the time. They will play aggression on that defensive side if you give them any hint of information. This can be punished sometimes. A lot of that came from a team like Onyx who played against them, who threw that aggression straight back into their face. This time, however, it's a completely different story. As Action PH, they basically seize up and look like deer in the headlights, getting caught off by that push towards mid. Chalalala. Great push there. But now they work their way once more towards B, just show a little bit of presence, keep the defense guessing as they commit 2 bodies on that defense on the B side.
Yeah, break the trademark, but D not exposing his position as of yet. Position now towards that A site. Cluster by here. Only pistols and a Hero Spectre, honestly, for Action PH. So they're gonna go for that heavy stack. Rush towards that A long. And here comes APH now. Looking to kick things off. Dash on in from Georgie, but PTC sees the jump of Zerodetto. And a quick tap there to get the takedown. Lammy Snacks on the board as well. 2 for 1, make that 3 for 1 as Lammy Snacks will get even more takedowns. Emon seen on the other side of the smoke.
30 seconds left.
And with the Batman, the only one left, this is just as clinical as it gets from FULLSENSE. It's 7-3 now. And really, APH getting a taste of their own medicine many a time. APH loves to do this against other teams. It's FULLSENSE who's teaching them this lesson this time.
It can be so immensely frustrating to basically be given a taste of your own medicine, the same exact way that you kind of play, but better. Like, there's just no way to respond to that because you're throwing everything in your playbook and then being hit by a brick wall. Certainly, frustration will start to eke into the minds and hearts of Action PH. They'll be able to keep things different this round. It's going to be a full gun round this time. 5 rifles from the side of Action PH. Dash in on ahead. T is able to snuff out Georgie. Quick teleport out as John Olsen finds one. And again, it's this persistence towards that B site that is really been the bane of Action PH's existence here. They keep trying for it because that's where they find the least resistance for FULLSENSE. But FULLSENSE, they willingly give B up because they're able to get a pick off, because they're able to just retake it simply. Action PH are just not doing well with the map economics of this game.
Yeah, they're lulled by it. And you see that from T. He held off in the round prior to this just to give them more of that false sense of security. And as soon as APH committed, especially with the guns, that's when the chamber unleashed his location. So here we go again, B site one more time. Well, let's try it yet again, but it's like banging your head on a wall. Will you finally beat it? Here, Zerodetto putting that spike down. APH desperately needs a hero for now. Lockdown, though, should get maybe a single detain. Yes, that will be on John Olsen to stall him out, but PTC will take advantage of that misinformation. A Batman goes down. Jalalala looking for another target, but Zerodetto is there to get that takedown. On site now for FULLSENSE, but the pinch is real, and John Olsen with a backstab there. So Zerodetto trying to fight on back. Right here for Zerodetto. 1v1. T versus the Sova. Spray is there halfway now, and the shots come from Zerodetto to clutch it out for Action PH. A very esports clutch moment for APH, and this is why Zerodetto has been the X factor of Action so far.
Oh, a little moment of celebration, a little moment of respite, but still not too much to celebrate about, and not too much to celebrate with, as the money on the side of Action PH basically in the gutter. Sure, they have picked up an operator. They will need it, considering they don't have everything they need. Half armor on a couple of players and a bulldog onto RU. It's not the ideal buy, not by any stretch of the imagination. Meanwhile, FULLSENSE, they brought it out. They've got the double operator. Now they know that they can win against it, but John Olsen will take down Georgie, as Georgie was trying to punish John Olsen's aggression towards that A, which he has shown time and time again. That's not an easy 1v1 with an operator. As that's T gonna get another pick off, and the double operator for the side of FULLSENSE has already paid dividends.
You know, the Renaissance started back in Florence, and will we get a re-Renaissance of the double operator starting from Thailand? Well, FULLSENSE is making a case for it so far. And Eman here pushing into the window, but you can see how oppressive the FULLSENSE sightlines can be. Guiding Light right now blinds himself so he can't peek it. But he does know there are players on the other side. Spike now should be planted towards C site. The pinch is coming here from FULLSENSE. And not only that, the pressure is there. Atmosphere right now, playing the searching game, but are you wisely stepping on top of the crate instead? Giving time right now for APH to reposition FULLSENSE though. It's John Olsen and PTC in behind them, Ilu, and this is looking scary for APH. Are you fighting? Wins the first one. D finding the kill on Surdetio though, and now here we have it again. APH stuck by the default, and John Olsen is coming.
They do this almost every round of the defense. That PTC John Olsen combination that they have going, wherever they can, they will push. And that's the beauty about the reactivity that FULLSENSE bring to the table. You know, the moment they have information, I said this a couple of rounds ago, the moment they have any kind of information on where the offense is, they will push the other side. You know, that's what they said. They saw players towards Garage, towards C, immediately sent over players from A to push on over to the flank. So I would like, well, it's too late now because the round is done and it's halftime over. But I would have really liked to see just a little bit better control over the flanks here. I mean, there is the reason that you do have a Batman. He is watching the flank, but he has been caught off time and time again, simply because it's not just one person going for a flank. It's a combination of PTC and John Olsen that have time and time again caught off that player who is supposed to be watching their back, who is supposed to be that rear guard. But the rear guard, the moment he gets taken out of the equation, what happens is very perfect example of the last round where they get stuck on the middle of site, so they have to make an awkward push towards spawn. They have to make awkward pushes because they don't have any map control elsewhere. So it's all about the economics that FULLSENSE, they just have a better grasp on taking map control that Action PH are giving away for free.
And to summarize that, it just is suffocating. That's the one word to explain that defense. FULLSENSE has taken all of the angles, and the way that they've been playing, the way that they've been able to win out the duels, it doesn't bring out the confidence of Action PH to push on forward. When you see APH get the run, they love to go towards where the opponent is set up on. The links for A and C sites, the back of site there for B, contesting that as much as possible. But as soon as we saw, well, the wraparound gameplay from FULLSENSE, Action PH felt like they just had to go for the last stand on the site themselves. And we've seen this from FULLSENSE before on Vine. It's something that they love to do. And here on Haven, it gets even scarier. And you mentioned it, for a Batman, he needs to find ways to hold it off a little bit more. Now, he will be basically the ones anchoring these sites. And for that kind of sentinel play, he needs to put more of an impact. Because FULLSENSE, if they can get on through any of these angles, it doesn't even need to be where the Killjoy is stationed. Expect FULLSENSE to play that flank and to play that pinch as much as possible.
There, a little bit of a moment to rest, a little bit of a moment to think and regroup themselves for Action PH. After we finish the halftime break, 90 seconds is all they get. But still, Action PH, they could do a little bit better on the defensive side. Again, taste of their own medicine. Pistol around B hit, just like what we saw in the first half. Let's see if Action PH can hold it off. This is one of their classic strats. Might just go the other way this time as the members of FULLSENSE now grouping up, waiting for that recon to start the play. It does. Eman gets to hold on to one, runs out of bullets, but Miami Snaps is able to pick that kill up onto him. Now it's a 4v4 here as T is able to get that pick up onto RU, and they're just gonna barrel down. This is what I like. They push towards C-Link, they take C-Site, they don't just stay towards that B. Miami Snaps is left all on his own, a Batman jumping right click does the trick. And now it's a 3v2.
Just less stubbornness here from FULLSENSE. They opened things up on the Western Quadrant and they went for that C site. Now APH is forced to play the retake, and where did PTC even come from? Towards that B site, found the quick tap onto a Batman. And again, whether it's the attack or the defense, you can feel already there's a bag on your face. It's absolutely suffocating. And Surdetio, you're blinded now. You don't even know where the opposition is. PTC again, one more sneaky kill perhaps. He does go for the push, but no. Cha-la-la-la will stop Surdetio in his tracks. FULLSENSE again with another round, and even on the attacking side, you can see the superiority on the map control here for FULLSENSE.
Yeah, just FULLSENSE look that much better, that much more reactive, that much more flexible. Whenever they see something mid-round, they're able to adjust and change the place of their the face of their team and what they want to do. Their approaches are just that much cleaner. Meanwhile, Action PH, we said this earlier on, they can get stuck like a deer in headlights sometimes in come the middle of the round and they don't know what to do. Meanwhile, FULLSENSE, their shot calling, their mid-round shot calling has just been phenomenal. And that backed up by the fact that John Olsen is hitting everything. They're looking to be a nigh unstoppable team in this current stage.
And this is where we can talk about where the experience really settles in. The experience in VCT, the history as a squad. When we look at these two teams, as John Olsen flicks and kills Ryu, really FULLSENSE is the one with that resume behind them.
Okay, well,
John Olsen just styles, and this is just the point here. I feel like Action PH in the future, in the next stage, at all, maybe into next year, they can be as refined as FULLSENSE.
No way.
They just dropped it there. They
Oh, come on,
Oh,
John Olsen, please.
This is smart. So they will basically guarantee the Blade Storm now.
In the next
fully
round.
expect John Olsen to rush in, either to die or to get that kill. Okay, never mind. Let me snap
No.
skills him. Okay.
Still, he's one away, and it's like the
He's
round
one
after
away.
the pistol round.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane, actually.
It's crazy how they think about these things, and it's just my point. FULLSENSE right now
20 and
showing
7.
how experienced they are, how much they work together as a squad, the R&D, as the panel loves to mention, and of course the veteran prowess of this team to play in the highest echelons of the APAC scene. This is a prime example of it, not just in the round, but just in the game in general.
I don't want to say it obviously because Action PH is a local team for us, a homegrown team that we have become proud of. But FULLSENSE is, sorry, John Olsen in particular is at this point toying, looking like he's smurfing at this point in the game. And I know it's not really the best thing to say, but just the difference. You can see the difference in skill at the moment, mechanically speaking. And tactically speaking, I think on all fronts, John Olsen is just above and beyond, and the rest of FULLSENSE as well. Action PH, I do think that they know what they have to do. I think they know their outs, but as to whether they're capable of doing that, the execution falls short, especially on those mid-round calls where FULLSENSE shows that they are just that much more adaptable on. Now they work their way towards B, and this is the thing. Normally, you expect the B side to commit. FULLSENSE will take B side and then completely back away from it or go somewhere else entirely. The spike finally makes its way towards B. You normally rush the site, but instead, they're slowly creeping up to it. They're gonna plant it after they get full control. Now they're gonna see that he actually teleports out of this one, and then Action PH don't get a single kill. Oh, maybe one or two from Ryu, who makes things interesting for a second longer. This is a full buy round for them, however, so it's already made quite expensive. Tap away at the spike. Not really gonna commit onto it. T coming from the flank. Should be able to see the shoulder. He misses the shot. He sprints to the other side. Blaze Storm from John Olsen like he said he would. Updraft in and the right click gets it. As Ryu goes down and they're left rocked once more. The bonus round is taken by FULLSENSE, getting them to 11.
The Chekhov's gun that is John Olsen's blades. It was coming. It was inevitable.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. This has been the inevitability of John Olsen going for those takedowns, killing out the opposition. But really, what it feels like right now, FULLSENSE is the Jedi Master. Action PH is the Jedi Padawan. This is an immediate learning lesson. This series will be looked at by APH in the future, regardless of the result, whether they win or lose it, because they can see in them that this is what they can aspire to be, how quick FULLSENSE makes these kind of calls. Emma does get the kill on the PTC, but FULLSENSE never overinvests. They still have all these backup options. They vibe for that map control, going for the takedowns, and APH now, they are desperately looking for kills. Tito with a punish onto Georgie. Second one onto Ryu. There you go. John Olsen just unbeatable right now. 3v2 as we go for that C side. Good kills here from Action PH. But beyond that, it's still FULLSENSE going at their usual ways here. And a back scene and caught out by John Olsen.
Oh, that's, I'd say pretty much the round here. And sure, Zero Deathio, he's had a great round earlier on. He picks up a Vandal. But Dax, at this point in the game, it's looking like it could be too little too late, even if he does clutch this, which I really doubt. They're going to be at 12 and 4 after this one. That's a very steep hill to climb. He's gonna get one, sure. He brings it to a 1v2, interestingly enough. And they're just gonna double up and play this smart instead here. They do have the stars ready and available. Gravity Well does come out, but I don't think there's enough time. No, not at all. Yeah, they're just gonna bait him out into the open here.
Oh, and John Olsen hopping on Rat. Come on, John Olsen. One more kill. Look at that. Look at that. He just
Still wins it. And he survives. Oh my god.
He's just winning right now. If you look at the dictionary.
25-7, by the way.
Yeah, you look at the dictionary, you look for the word winner, it's just a picture of John Olsen. God, there's no beating him. And for Action PH, they just can't find that kind of momentum. When you see one of those clutch rounds, we remember Serradetio winning out for the team. Usually that's when we say, oh, this is where it starts for Action PH. The 1 becomes the 2, becomes the 6, becomes the 8. But no, FULLSENSE has stopped them every single time, stifled their momentum, preventing them from getting any kind of confidence on. And an APH roster that doesn't have that kind of confidence, the confidence that brought them all the way here to the APAC scene. It's more of a whimper instead, but a Batman at least now shutting down the biggest threat of them all. The raid boss has been defeated for now. John Olsen is slain.
Here.
Even if they do get the raid boss, John Olsen, yeah, you still gotta deal with PTC. T has been hitting some ridiculous shots as well, so we want to keep track of him. 4v5 now as a spike. Well, okay, Georgie does manage to find PT, so that's the second big boss on the side of FULLSENSE. It's removed. 3v5. Now, if FULLSENSE somehow managed to win this round, I'm just gonna be in awe right now. Okay, they managed to get that pick of Eman. I'm not so sure why Eman would peek that all on his lonesome. It was a 3v5 after all. Now brought to a 3v4. That kill was basically given for free. Shock Dart in the God spot. Shalalala will find Serradetio, and this is pretty much a 3v3 possible for either squad. They're waiting for the right time. The entry of Batman follows up on that kill onto T. Shalalala gets one. Batman on 3. Could he get a 4th? Not gonna be. It's RU to do it. And Action PH, they will hang on for a fraction longer.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to start a cult already by this point of FULLSENSE. If they could have clutched it out at Action PH. That was a good call there by Georgie and the rest. He dashed on in, got all the attention, and as soon as that happens, a Batman can confirm that he's there by the graffiti and preventing the chamber from getting the hell out of there in the first place. So there's still these mid-round calls that you can expect from Action PH. They have that kind of decision-making. They have that experience, especially with RU right now. And funny enough, look at who's at the very top. RU, a Batman, Serradetio, all with 11 kills. The usual suspects, the dynamic duo here from APH. A little faltering so far, especially Eman, unfortunately. And they need him to step up if they want to mount this comeback here. Because one mistake can be absolutely decisive. And FULLSENSE can use that to push onto the site if they choose to.
Flash comes in towards long. And it's going to be enough to force back Serradetio just for a second longer. Allows them a little bit more control towards that area. And this is the map control we didn't see from Action PH earlier on. Just how easily they got a main in this one round. We never really saw that, but here comes the wrist. Hunter's Fury so earlier on, and it so close to actually getting that kill. Definitely was putting Serradetio on his toes for a minute there.
FULLSENSE here now. Investing though in the options. T lurking here by the B side, sets up the rendezvous, pushes on forward, and oh, that was so close from T to escape, but the Batman, the turrets, and the Killjoy. That's a tag team that he loves to run. And this now is the first
30
pick here
seconds left
for APH. FULLSENSE though, they can try yet again. They feel like they can actually push this now because the turret is gone. But an Swarm is prime. PTC isolated and well played yet again by the anchor of B site. Shocker though flies on by. Paranoid connects, but LammySnack's close enough to get that sightline and that takedown. John Olsen finds another one. LammySnacks, where have you come from? And LammySnacks is the hero here for FULLSENSE. It's 30-5. And yet again, the heroics will define this game, this series. FULLSENSE though in the end with that victory.
Well, we certainly have to take a closer look at that because where did LammySnacks even come from that he was just mowing them down for free? He can't even believe it. He's like, did I just do that? And yeah,
I just win?
Yeah, he just pulled out a 4K in the middle.